Radiosystern.com.
Hey, this question's for Jon. Jon, I'm sure you were aware that Rashad Evans was injured. Did you have any idea that you would be getting the title fight? And if you didn't know, would you have asked for it?
Well, yeah, I did hear about Rashad being injured, but I had no clue my title shot was coming. Would I have asked for it? Sure, my goal is to be considered the best fighter in the light heavyweight division. One of the reasons why I look up to Jose Aldo so much is because he's a 23-year-old world champion and he's doing great with it. So, I feel as if it's my time. My confidence is very high, and I'm already in shape, and I got 6 weeks to make myself even better, and that's what I'm excited about. So, it should be great.
And just so you know, we found out for sure today that Rashad Evans wouldn't be fighting. We knew, we had him checked out yesterday, and the doctor confirmed today that he couldn't compete.
Dana, could you talk about your thought process there on making this decision?
It's always, whenever things like this happen, and you throw something back together, is Jon Jones going to win the fight? You never know. Sometimes things come together, we planned it, and the last thing I want to do is go walk back there, and first of all, we did the deal literally. I don't know if you saw, but earlier we told Shogun that we would, hey, listen, if this kid wins, we want to put him in there for the fight. We talked for a while about it. Right before Jones and Bader came out, him and his team accepted the fight. Then literally after he won, I walked up into the octagon and told Jon, I said, you want to take this fight? And he said, yeah. So that's literally how the fight was made tonight.
And was there a backup plan?
There was not. There was not.
Awesome. Jon, obviously you've had a little bit of time now to think about it. 6 weeks, is that a challenge? I mean, just a short amount of time to prepare for this?
Absolutely not. Usually I spend my training camps getting in shape. I'm already in shape. So right now, Greg Jackson actually wants me to calm down because, my dream, I feel as if it will come true. And Greg is like, I can't have you, you're already peaked out. I can't have you, trying to peak out for 6 more weeks. So he's like, I need you to chill out, take some time off, and then we're going to get back to the drawing board. So I'm not going to take any time off. I got a lot of studying to do. Physically, I'll probably take a little time off, but 6 weeks is more than enough time, especially because I already have a six-pack.
And Shogun, also, could you talk about just 6 weeks for a change of opponent? What challenges does that present, and was there any concern on your part?
Maurício, puder falar pouco sobre ter apenas 6 semanas para se preparar, como é que você encara isso e que desafios novos isso traz para você nessa luta?
Bem, na verdade, já estou tendo um bom tempo já para essa luta com o Rashad. Ele se machucou, mas eu sou um atleta que nunca sou adversário, sempre tenho os melhores, e isso para mim é uma motivação a mais para me treinar duro para essa luta.
Well, actually, I have been training very hard for a fight on this date. I was prepared to fight Rashad. Unfortunately, he got injured. But I face it as motivation to train even harder. As a champion, I have to fight. I'm a fighter that never picked opponents, and I have to fight everybody as a champion. So I see it as more motivation.
For Jon, Jon, I mean, it looked like a moment, just of pure emotion there right after you found out. You fell to your knees. Can you just talk about what you were feeling right then?
Absolutely. Right away, I just felt like the power of God. I definitely give God the glory for everything that's happening in my life, and like things like this just doesn't happen without someone looking out for you and giving you favor. And I feel as if I have God's favor. So right away, I just started thanking Him for like how magnificent He really is.
I mean, I'm sure you're overwhelmed with the opportunity no matter where it is, but is it even extra special to you that it's going to be kind of close to home?
Absolutely. My answer to that, I'm just saying, God is good, man. I got my whole high school that'll be there, and everyone will be there. I mean, with the economy, no one wants to take a flight, and I know my New York base will be there for me, and I'm not going to let them down.
Questions for Dana, to your left, Dana.
Hey.
So with Anderson winning, I guess one half of that super fight with GSP is complete. Is his next opponent going to be determined at UFC 129 if George does defeat Jake, or is Okami next?
I think so. I think that's the fight we'll do. If George St. Pierre wins his next fight, that'll probably be the fight we do.
Questions, guys? Go.
A question for Dana, Ron Kruk with Inside MMA. Dana, what will be the biggest challenge of putting that fight together? And give us your take on the main event tonight and Anderson's performance.
Of putting the George St. Pierre Anderson Silva fight, I think, where is it going to be is probably going to be the, where do we hold this thing? Do we go back to Toronto? Do we do Dallas? What do you do? Where do we hold the fight? I think that would be the biggest challenge. Both those guys, George St. Pierre has made it clear that if he beats Jake Shields, he'll take the fight, and I think Anderson's ready to go too.
And Anderson's performance tonight, can you talk about that?
Yeah, I say it all the time. I think he's the best fighter in the world, and when he does what he's capable of doing, you have nights like tonight. I mean, I've only seen that in a video game.
This is for Miguel Angel. I hope you can answer in Spanish. Right here. How do you feel is your first fight in the UFC? And a lot of people boo you when you didn't want to go at it, and you thought about it, and you just want to go at him and fight him, or how was your strategy in this fight?
Me sentí muy a gusto entrenando para esta pelea. Entrené con el equipo de TriStar en Montreal, Quebec, y entrené mucho boxeo para esta pelea y mucha lucha. Entrenando yo sabía que bueno, sí, iba a querer boxear adentro, so sé mi jab mucho, y los fanáticos no les gustaron, pero tengo que pelear inteligente. He asked me a question about how did I feel with the reaction of the crowd booing me in my first UFC fight, and my answer was, I had a game plan. My first two fights that I lost in the WC, were because I was too aggressive. I would hurt guys and chase them, and it was a learning experience for me. Now I'm with a great team in TriStar in Montreal, Quebec, and I trained a specific game plan for my opponent to use my reach, actually use my reach in my boxing skills, and it worked out to a T. I didn't want to chase him too much when I hurt him, so I know the shorter guys are very dangerous to overhand rights and big hooks, and it's been my problem before to be too aggressive. So this time I wanted to use a smart game plan, and it worked out in my favor.
And do you want to get the title back? Who do you want to fight now?
Yo peleo contra cualquier persona Dana White contra-migo. He asked me who I want to fight next. I said I'll fight whoever Dana White and Joseph put in front of me. Dana's the boss.
For Shogun, what did you think of Jon's performance tonight?
Shogun, o que você achou da performance do Jon Jones essa noite?
Eu achei que ele foi muito bem, ele já todas as carreiras todas ele está ganhando bem, sobrando. Eu acho que ele é a pessoa que merece mais do que ninguém essa chance de disputar o cinturão.
Well, I thought he did pretty well. On all of his fights, he's always winning convincingly. And I think he's the guy that deserves a chance to fight for the belt the most right now.
And for Forrest, you said going into the fight, that you were a little anxious. You've been out for a long time, and I know you had some criticisms of your performance, but you almost feel relieved now that you got the win under your belt and you could get back into it.
What? Wait, I'm not being criticized? Yeah, I didn't care. I just wanted to win a fight. I hadn't done that in a year. It seemed like a good thing to do. If you want to be a professional fighter in the UFC, you should probably at least win a fight a year. That was my goal. So I'm already good for the year.
Dana, down in the front here. You had said before the main event that it could be very violent, quickly, or a staring contest. In a way, you got both, I guess. I was a little nervous there. I was going to ask you, what were your thoughts when it first started?
I went from oh shit to oh shit. Yeah, I figured that. Both of their styles, both guys are counter punchers. They both, all the talk that goes into it before, they both respect each other's striking abilities. So that was one of my concerns and worries. So listen, this thing can either be the craziest thing we've ever seen or the worst staring competition in history. And yeah, we got a little bit of both.
Hi, Junior, Grace Magazine. Bonus for you. Do you think your jiu-jitsu was the difference in your fight against Bader?
No, I don't think it was my jiu-jitsu. I just think it was my faith and my confidence. I know that I'm training with some of the best, the most elite people in the world. I believe in my coach Greg Jackson and his Gaido Jitsu. I believe in Mike Winkeljohn and my kickboxing. I just believe in the people around me, Rashad Evans and Joey Vincier, Holly Holmes, a girl boxer. There's just tons of great people that's around me, and there's a quote that says, "You're only as good as the people around you." So I have a lot of confidence. I know that I'm doing the right things, and yeah, when you train really hard, you just shouldn't. When you train really hard, there's no reason not to believe in yourself. So I feel on top of the world right now. I'm not sure if that answers your question. All right, cool.
Hey John, when you're studying the internet, looking at YouTube on things, have you ever seen a kick like Anderson Silva did to anybody like that?
I don't think I've seen that one, no.
Gymgrossisten.com